decided to do the transition pictures for actress Natalie Wood. She was an enormous star in her day. She was Ukrainian, actually, and became a child star at the age of 8 in Miracle on 34th Street. She was even nominated for an Oscar in her teens for her role in Rebel Without a Cause. But she went on to do West Side Story, Gypsy, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Then in 1981, she was on a boat in Catalina. She was filming a movie called Brainstorm with Christopher Walken, and she was on her husband Robert Wagner's yacht off the island of Catalina when she apparently slipped, fell off the boat and drowned. And even today, nobody quite knows what happened to Natalie Wood. When they found her body, she had bruises and other abrasions. And it was discovered that she and Robert Wagner, who she married twice actually, but she and Robert Wagner had had an argument before she died because he was jealous that she was flirting, allegedly, with Christopher Walken. And as a result of a drunken brawl or something, she fell over the side and drowned. So, since I had Debbie on the line, I thought I'll ask her what she thought had happened to Natalie Wood, see if she knows anything. She said, I feel Robert Wagner accidentally pushed her off the boat. She had bruises on her arm from Robert grappling with her arm and accidentally tearing on her bracelet. When she fell off the boat, she fell onto the lifeboat or in between and hit her head. She was unconscious when she went under and she drowned. Yes, the two men helped her die, but not on purpose, accidentally. Right, so I thought that was incredibly interesting, and I did my pictures. When I went into the energy, I saw this same metaphorical cave I always see. And there was a rug floating in midair that Natalie Wood was inside. She was wrapped up in it. As it began to unravel, she just rolled out gently onto the floor. I think that represented a sort of numbness brought on by painkillers, alcohol, whatever. At first, she had trouble standing up. There was a real, literal, sobering moment when she was on the ground and not sure she could get up. But then she realized she felt better than she expected because there was no physical pain. She's no longer mortal. And she sat up. A whole packet of feelings rushed in. Sadness, disappointment, frustration. This was not part of the plan. This was not supposed to happen. She had big dreams. She had a lot of success to look forward to. And now she felt lost and abandoned, clueless about how to proceed from here. There must have been a game plan for her life before this happened. And now the game plan had been torn up and she was just in this, what I see as a metaphorical cave, but a big abandoned space, adrift. There was, as usual, a tunnel which goes towards the light, and everybody seems to go up this tunnel. The ascent was solemn and felt arduous because she hadn't left behind the stuff, the plan, the regrets. It's all still there. But she walked up the hill, heavy, heavy-hearted. Interestingly, the path to the top was quite thin, and either side of it were, they look like tunnels, but you know on a violin, the curved holes they have in a violin, the tunnels look like that. There's one to the left and one to the right. Either one was okay. She walks into the passageway, which curls around on itself. For her, this felt like sanctuary. A hiding place from the inevitable. She needed time to think. If only she could go back and relive those last 2 hours, she would have done it all so differently. Ah, why did I say that? Why did I do this? What a fool I am. But that wasn't all. There was a sense here that when she was a star, when she was working her way up from child star to adult star, all that really mattered. The career really mattered. The image really mattered. The stardom, the wealth, it mattered. You build your reputation, your legend that way. And now, in the position of this cowering child, essentially, she could see that none of it mattered. It was just stuff. It was just things you did. They were incidentals to what really, really mattered. Which we know is kindness, love, compassion, forgiveness, the path of higher intention. For some reason, she had allowed herself to wander down the path of lesser intention. The path of ego, the path of self-destruction, the path of giving too much credence to things that don't really count. If only I could go back and relive those last 2 hours, I would make it all so different. I get it now. But she couldn't stay in her little sanctuary. She climbs up to the top of the hill. There is the symbolic light that everybody goes into. But here's the interesting thing. It's off. Which I have never seen before. The cave was dark. She wasn't expected. It was a bit like arriving at the post office about 10 minutes before they open. Lights are off, doors are locked. There's nobody on the desk. But then suddenly, the lights come on, people wander in, the doors are unlocked, and you can get in. It was like that situation. She was definitely not meant to be here. Free will, choice, the decisions she'd made had led her to this moment. We do have free will. We can make a bad decision or a good one. It's an argument for being more conscious in the way we live, more deliberate, evaluating our intention before we act. She had not done those things, evidently. And this was the result. The light being off was simply to let us know about those decisions. That free will is a major factor in all of this. We are gods. We decide. Not always, obviously, but a lot of the time. When the light comes on, she has no resistance left. And she lay on the surface, the symbolic surface of this light. And remember how women in the 1960s and 70s used to luxuriate in mink coats? It's not something most women would do now, but they used to luxuriate in these big mink coats and sink into the softness of the fur. That's what it was like for her. After so much turbulence, here was comfort, solace, refuge, warmth, acceptance. She didn't have to try. Success didn't matter. What you owned was irrelevant. Who you were played no part in this. You were simply a soul ascending. And she sank back, and the fur coat just wrapped around her from all different sides. And she went into it and disappeared. It was very sad because here was a truncated life that didn't need to end when it did. But in the process of it ending, she learned what was important and what wasn't. Deliberate, conscious living with a pure, single intention is what gets us where we need to go. Not what we own, who we're with, how famous we are, how much money we have, or anything like that. That's what she learned in her transition. And what I was amazed by as I saw it. So, that's Natalie Wood. Alrighty, so thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Subscribe, like, share. If you would, that'd be great. Follow me on Twitter @CashPeters. Not on Getter. I will never be on there. And I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.